Minutes are developing right now. A mother charged with murder accused of causing the death of her 3-year-old child.
This is really a heartbreaking story with disturbing details tonight. Deputies say Uriah Ridge took her 3- and 7-year-olds outside in the pouring rain with very little clothing on as temperatures dipped below freezing. We're talking about nearly 11 hours. 11 Live's Cody Alcorn following this story for us tonight. He's joining us live from Douglasville. And Cody, this story is really unbelievable and incredibly sad for these children.
Yeah, Jennifer, Ron, just awful. Just about everybody asking how in the world could a mother do this to her own children? Now, what we know from detectives here at the Douglas County Sheriff's Office is that she was on some type of drugs when she led her children into those woods about 10 miles from here, from the Sheriff's Office at Foxhall Resort. Now, what we can tell you is the detectives say late last Monday night, it's right when the rain stopped and the temperature started dropping, she was high on drugs and walked her children, 3 and 7, into those woods from Foxhall Resort where the family was actually staying. Now, we are talking again, temperatures dipping through the night, touching the freezing mark. Detectives say these kids were barely dressed. They stayed out in these elements. They were already soaking wet from the rain, those temperatures dipping. They were out there until Tuesday morning around 11:50 when the hotel staff helped find them. That's when the sheriff's office showed up and started their investigation. And unfortunately, the 3-year-old died from their exposure to those elements out in the weather. The 7-year-old hospitalized and still recovering. And literally just a short time ago tonight, I caught up with a woman who tells me she actually picked up Ridge and her 2 children in an Uber just hours before she led them into the woods. She says that she drove them to Atlanta and that Ridge told her it was for work. But she says that she found it strange because, again, her children were still with her in the Uber.
She was fine. They were in pajama pants. I asked them, did they like staying at Foxhall? And she was like, yeah, we're renovating our house. So we're staying there, temporarily till our house is ready. The kids were fine. Nothing really stood out like I should have been concerned or stuff. But now, I'm wishing I would have done something.
And I agree, a lot of this does not make sense. And to make it even more bizarre, detectives tell us tonight that during this whole ordeal, during the whole 11 hours out in the woods, freezing temperatures, she had a cell phone that was working at the time, and they say she was continuing to do drugs with her children out there. As you can imagine, there are still a lot of unanswered questions. Why did this happen and how did it happen? We're expecting to get some more answers later this week when Ridge is expected to face a judge on that felony murder charge here in Douglasville.
A horrible situation for that family, for those children. All right, thanks a lot, Cody.